What's going on, guys? This is Burrs. I'm here to introduce you to the sleeping bag clinic of 2016. Got a Kifaru sleeping bag right here. And what this is basically a continuance of what I've done over the last few years, which is test out sleeping bags with equipment scientifically. It's something not done on YouTube or pretty much anywhere else I can see. But it's as simple as just taking some readings as far as how warm the bag is on the inside, how cold it is outside, etc., and putting it into a spreadsheet and kind of making some charts and graphs and seeing which bags actually come through and which ones don't. Now in the past I've done this with numerous different brands, including North Face, Sierra Designs, Mountain Hardwear, Valandre, lots of different ones. Swiss Army actually is one I've done. So I've done this with numerous different bags to kind of see, on top of how the construction is and how that works out in the wilderness, the real life, how does insulation work? There's lots of different insulations. You say down, you say synthetic, and then below those main types of insulation, you have numerous brands, technologies, all kinds of stuff. So I like to go out and see what actually works and what doesn't. On top of that, when you go out into the, say it's a 20-degree bag, if you go out in 20 degrees with a 20-degree bag, for the most part, you're not going to be super warm because that's their extreme rating. The number you see is usually the extreme. So I like to go outside and see, where is comfortable, where is not. Now everybody's going to be a little bit different based on their body chemistry. Some people are warm, some people are cold, depending on their own body type. So I would consider myself kind of in the middle. I'm not always super blazing warm. I'm not always super blazing cold or super freezing cold, but I'm usually in the middle. So I think I'm a pretty good gauge of how warm sleeping bags can get. So what does the test all entail? Well, basically this year's a little bit different. I bought some wireless digital thermometers. I'm gonna have one in the bag with me. I've already done a few of these tests, but I put one in the bag with me, same spot every time, which is right here, kind of in the swell of your chest, right below your pecs, right above your belly. I kind of put it right there and just let it sit there for 30 minutes. I'll go out in the weather for 30 minutes. Before I go out and test though, I go outside for 10 minutes just to acquaint my body to the temperature outside. If I were just to walk outside right from the inside and get into a bag, obviously I'm going to warm up. But I want to get my body temperature down, get my clothes used to the weather outside, then I get into the bag. I also take the bag and the sleeping pad I use, which is a Thermarest Ridge Rest. I leave that outside just so they'll get cold so I don't get into a warm bag. I want to see how quick these warm up and if they can sustain it over a 30-minute period. In the past, we've seen very expensive bags not perform as well as a lower price item and vice versa. So, you never know what you're getting out there, and that's the purpose of this video series, is to kind of go through some of the bags of this year, which I think are some of the better offers out there, including price and how they're put together and their insulation type, and see how they perform. That way you can make a great decision for yourself when you're out looking for a bag. So what bags will we be testing out? I'm going to be testing out a variety of 0 and 20-degree bags. I think they're one of the more important levels. You have 20-degree bag, which is going to get you through the most of the winter, and then when you get in a deep winter, a 0-degree bag is going to do good for the majority of people out there. Depending on where you're at, a 20-degree bag might do you well. But let's start out here with this Kifaru. This is their slick bag, and this is their 0-degree slick bag. And it has a synthetic insulation that is supposed to keep you super warm. Obviously, they all are. But this is coming in at 2.65 pounds, so around a 3-pound mark for this 0-degree bag, which is great. And that synthetic insulation that they're using, which is ClimaShield. This is their ClimaShield Apex. Well, not their ClimaShield Apex, but ClimaShield Apex, so lightweight, super warm. And that's one of the entries into the 0-degree test. Up next, we have another 0-degree bag. This is the Bauer Karakoram. This is their 0-degree bag, and this is their Storm Down. So this is a down bag. You can kind of see it doesn't have as much puff to it. And obviously, I only took this out of the compression sack about 5 minutes ago, so it hasn't had all its opportunity to fluff up. But I've had their 20-degree bag. I've been relatively impressed with that, with the exception of some light, using lightweight materials. It's not super durable. I got a zipper caught in one of my trips you guys saw me on, and I kind of cut the insulation. But other than that, I did like the bag a lot. It was comfortable and it was warm. So I figure, for a 0-degree test, this Karakoram being storm down, which means that you can take this out and get this down wet, and it's going to perform relatively well. Is definitely something I'm interested in. So again, I'm interested to see how this performs at 10 degrees and ultimately 0 and below. As far as the specs on this, you're looking at about 2.8 pounds. So you're looking again around a 3-pound mark for a 0 degree bag. And this is filled, like I said, again with that storm down. Now we're going to get into the 20 degree bags. I have 3 20 degree bags, and out of all the bags, this is the one, you know, when I got it and I used it as far as just around the house, maybe was laying in the bed for a little bit, just as far as comfort goes. This one is the one I really feel as though is going to do well. I've already had this out in 20 degrees, and you guys will see that video here in the next few days, and it performed really well. Lightweight. This is the Valandre Arctic 800, and that's coming in at 2.45 pounds. I wish it was ounces. 2.45 pounds. So you're looking at about 2.5 pounds for a 20 degree bag. Again, you know, these are going to be good. These 20 degree bags are going to be good for around 30 degrees. Once you get down to 20, they're not going to do as well. At least logic would say so. I've already had a few of these out in 25 degree weather. And like I said, you guys will see those tests, but I want to push them down to 20, maybe 15 degrees, and see which one really does well in extreme conditions. The thing I'm really excited about is this uses PrimaLoft Infinity synthetic. So this is a synthetic bag using PrimaLoft Infinity. All the insulations are actually different across the bags for this 20 degree bag. So I don't have the same insulation for any 2 bags. So that's really interesting to me to see how the insulation works of each. The second out of the 3 20 degree bags is an Bauer Igniter 20. This is synthetic, not down like the other one, and this is, uses ClimaShield as well. This is using the ClimaShield Apex, which is the same as the 0 degree bag that Kifaru uses. This is a 20 degree bag. This comes in, let's see here, Bauer Igniter, 2.45 pounds. So all these 20 degree bags are around the same weight and they're the same warmth rating. So basically it all comes down to construction, design, that's going to set these guys apart. And last but not least is the Mountain Hardwear Hyper Lamina Flame. This is their 20 degree offering in synthetic, and this is a proprietary synthetic. This is actually one I'm really excited to try out. I didn't get it out the other day in the 25 degree weather, but coming up here is going to be another 25 degree day where I can do that. And you know, we'll give this a test. This comes in, let's see here, Mountain Hardwear, 2.6 pounds. So again, around the 2.5 pound mark. The thing that's interesting about this compared to the other 2 is it has a front zipper that only goes down so far. So I'm really curious how that'll affect the warmth rating compared to the other 2 offerings. So we'll see how these guys perform. I'm not going to compare these to the previous year's marks because I'm using different equipment. But what I will do is, as I have the ability to, I'm going to take some of the bags I tested in the past, hop out into the outdoors with this technology and with these digital thermometers, do the same test so that I can compare previous bags that I've tested and done the reviews on compared to these. So if you guys have any questions or anything, go ahead and let me know. If you guys do have some sleeping bags you guys think work really well or suck, go ahead and put that in the comments down below, or better yet, make a video about it. And stay tuned, and until next time, later. Now in the past, I've done this with a numerous. This guy's had a Trump face.